I mean, with my vast and all-inclusive knowledge of the feed the beast items.
Yeah, so we'll have to dig in a different direction, I think. Because that way lies Cage.
Yeah, looking at the little mini map there, I see the little lava fountain above our head.
Well, it's been a successful redstone trip. A few stacks of redstone now, thank you very kindly.
Not a problem. Let's see what I need to grab. I got the crafting table. Not sure how far you're going down in there, so.
I'm just going to go straight this way now. Well, I've got to stop in a moment. I've got to go back and empty out my stuff. But there's a block of lead here I can't pick up if you want it. 2 blocks of lead. Thank you. What do you think about turtles then?
I mean, I think they're nice enough. It's something I was wanting to get around to doing, playing around with in County Gnarlo.
Yeah.
If I ever find the time to get around to doing anything in County Gnarlo.
That's a different type of turtle in County Gnarlo, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your turtle pond. You was digging up trying to find out where he was, and you dug right up into your turtle pond, and that turtle was straight over to have a look. So it's nice to know they behave just like all the other animals in Minecraft, and as soon as you're doing something, they come and get in the way.
Come get right in the way. But yeah, I mean, it's nice and all that, especially if you. It's kind of like a quarry. I look upon the turtles basically as the same as a quarry. That if all you're wanting to do is quickly clear out an area and get the resources out of it.
Yeah.
They're really good for that. But you've got the thing that, you know, I liked. There's plenty of times I just like to mine. You know, obviously being that I'm sitting here doing it right now.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
just find it
it's
relaxing to get on
Yeah.
and just start digging, you know.
Yeah.
So I can't see me using them a lot. I can't really see them using them a lot to actually mine with. But if I'm constructing something, I could definitely see me using them.
Yeah.
To like knock hallways and rooms and that kind of thing.
I watched one guy who
I might actually get something built that way.
maybe one guy actually uses turtles as lumberjacks. He's written a program for them to just cut down the tall redwood trees, you know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he just uses them for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was kind of hoping we might see Dwindon on tonight.
Yes, it's Tuesday, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Tuesday.
Maybe every time he gets a chance to do a bit of gaming, he'd rather do Bioshock.
Could very well be. Could very well be. Wouldn't blame him.
No, just miss him, that's all.
No, of course, of course. I mean, spend the time with us, or spend the time in the accompaniment of Elizabeth.
I've got to find out what this Elizabeth is like.
Angry Joe did a review
Yeah.
that is disturbing, to say the least.
He's fond of her too, is he?
Yeah, yeah. It's
How
more
I ended up with
his.
a hoe?
Hmm.
Did you throw out a stone hoe?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Does it give away any of the main gameplay or anything if I watch that review from him? Will it give us spoilers?
It does have a spoiler that would probably be if you're wanting to play the game. Yeah.
Yeah, avoid it.
I mean, it's a spoiler that happens really close to the beginning. You know, like I said, if whenever I was playing it, when Dwindon brought it over here, and I played around with it that night. It's a spoiler that if you're just rushing through the game, moving from area to area,
Yeah.
you probably get to that part of the game in about 20 minutes. If you play like I did, where I just kept, I went in every building, came over and searched every corner, walked up on people and would come back and walk up on them again, and then walk up on them a third time to see if their little conversations changed and that kind of thing. It took me about 2 hours to get to that point. But so yeah, it happens right at the beginning of the game. But it's the whole what the fuh moment
Yeah.
that is best to experience yourself,
Right.
And that's exactly what I said when it happened, Drew.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Right, I'll have to take a trip back to the hive to offload all this. Not to the hive. See?
I actually threw down a double chest right over there next to the stairs.
Yeah.
To offload crap if you're wanting to, or if you got room to grab some of that and take it, or whatever.
Well, you not want this iron and this ferrous and lead and everything?
No. Go ahead and take it and use it.
Okey-dokey.
This gives me reason to mine at my place.
Yeah. True.
Because otherwise, I won't ever do anything over there.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble with this, isn't it? I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, all right, you can share other people's machines and use machines, and everything, but it makes you want to build your own. It won't, you know.
Yeah, you want to build your own stuff and mine your own mines and do all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, I'd just throw down a bed in some corner of your Atlantis over there. and take up squatting rights. Is it thundering?
Yeah, I think it is actually. I saw a flash. I didn't hear anything because I've been in Atlantis, but oh yeah, there it goes. Huh, that's interesting. Inventory Tweaks thinks that sapphires are the same as nickelite because when you use your nickelite, it moves the sapphires down. That's one of them things where I always promise myself I'll try and take the time to look at how you modify the config file, because you can actually tell it to put what you want where, because I hate the fact that it's forever rearranging my inventory. If I haven't got 2 buckets in my top right hand slot and my torches in my right hand, like, it just drives me nuts.
Yeah, that's another thing I can remember. I bet if you go back in the early days of County Gnarlo and all, you'll see that I actually had my inventory laid out a certain way. Because I think I was copying either X or sea nanners or something.
Yeah, I mean, what way? Like sword in slot 1.
Yeah, sword in slot 1. The pick in the next slot, the axe in the next slot, and and had 3 up above the spares up above them and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's like, oh yeah.
Well, I do that.
I can definitely tell I can't be bothered now.
Oh,
It's a jumble.
No. I have to have them in columns and everything. Yeah. For me, it's pick in slot 1 with 3 picks above it. Shovel in slot 2 with 3 shovels and then axes. Sword goes in slot 4 and bow in slot 5.
The only time I ever try and arrange anything is like whenever I'm caving.
Yeah.
When I'm caving and doing that, I always try to have like torch, sword, torch, pick, sword, torch, like that.
Yeah.
So that I always want my torches. I want a sword on each side of my torches, and I want a sword on each side of my pick, so that when anything jumps out at me, I've instantly got the ability of, no matter which way I scroll in my panic, one of the swords will come up.
Yeah.
And that's the only real thing that I do anymore.
Well, I've only just realised, I don't know whether you can do it in vanilla or not, to be honest. I presume not. I don't know. That if you scroll, it must be a vanilla thing, but if you scroll over items, you can swap them in and out of like your backpacks. Don't know. No, you won't. I don't know whether you'll be able to do it with a chest or not. Can you do it with chests? So you can sort of like put in a couple of. Oh yes, you can do it with vanilla chests. So it must be a vanilla mechanic, perhaps, unless it's an inventory tweaks one. Just scroll your middle mouse button over a stack of stuff and it moves it up one at a time, etc. But I've noticed Cage on that live stream of his, he was like shifting about 7 or 8 stacks of cobble into bags with what seemed like a single click, and don't know how he does it.
Not a clue on that one. Yeah. This is one thing that Cage was discussing when we were on. He was talking about that fact that he doesn't really know if he could ever go back to playing vanilla Minecraft again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just that point. He's been there, done that, and this offers so much more now. But it's like, even here, I find this is what I spend the majority of my time doing. Is mining, planting trees.
Yeah, vanilla stuff. Yeah. Although, isn't the mining much better now? There's so much more to look for while you're doing it. Do you not find?
Uh, yes and no. Is that an Enderman? I saw an Enderman just then.
I noticed on my tin layer, I think it is, there's a patch of dirt on the floor. And I was walking around it before, and it's now all grass because an Enderman's dropped a grass block on top of it.
It's like yes and no. I mean, yeah, there's the fact that you've actually got a lot more. You know, you're not going to dig 10 blocks without running into something.
Yeah.
You know, that's very true. But there's also the you're not going to run into you're not going to dig 10 blocks without running into something side of it too. You know that it's kind of taken the specialness out. There was always the fact whenever I was digging in vanilla or whatever and going along, and I'd dig and dig and dig and dig and dig, and it was always special when all of a sudden you took down that last piece of stone and there's iron behind it, or there's some coal behind it, or
yeah. Ah, well, that's more the alpha thing, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Back to the whole alpha scarcity mindset.
I was thinking just the other day about when way back, when in alpha when I built that giant 51 block diameter sphere, glass sphere, and I thought to myself, the amount of effort that went into that compared to what it would take now was ridiculous. Because in those days there wasn't deserts or anything, it was just the odd beach and everything. So I had to go sailing for days to look for beaches, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole effort, and the coal was a lot rarer than it is now. I don't care how the newer ones say, "Oh no, it's not." It was.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I'd forgotten that. I'd forgotten we didn't have deserts. But yeah, when you wanted sand, you had to go forever to find a little patch here and a little patch there, and it really did make things quite amazing.
It really did.
Did you see that um Beetlejuice roller coaster?
I did. Yes.
That
Like you
was
say, it was just a jaw dropping.
yeah, very very well done.
I mean, there was some times when it was very, very good timing of looking upright instead of looking where he was going. That helped the illusion. But it was just so well done. It really was. It was impressive.
Really did a very good job. I've got quite a bit of redstone over here.
Beginning to robot quite a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I roboting?
Yeah, it must be my connection. Perhaps. Let me log out and try reconnecting again and see if that fixes it.
Okay. If not, I'll try it.
Alrighty.